Yes, it's Monday. It's 12:30 and it's time for Live and Lincoln. And you know what? I have somebody who comes and has a chat with me, and sometimes they're a little bit nervous, sometimes they're excited, whatever. But I play that music to start off, and I can see them in the green room singing along, and I know it's going to be a good show. And I love music, and it just makes you feel good. And the more we feel good, the better it is, and less chance we have of burning out and not looking after ourselves. But what happens if we don't do any of that? What happens if we overworking and getting all stressed out and what have you? My guest this week, Dr. Kiri Blight, okay, a doctor, is going to come on and tell us all about that. So I wonder if she's there. Are you there?
Hello, nice
there
to
she
see
is.
you,
And nice to see you too. You were singing along to that, weren't you?
Trying, at least bopping.
Yeah, awesome. We couldn't hear you, so it's absolutely fine. So you could have sang.
I haven't got a singing voice.
That's fine. That's fine. It doesn't stop me. Right, Dr. Kiri. Can I just call you Kiri, or do I have to call you Dr. Kiri?
No, you can call me Kiri.
Okay. So tell everybody who you are, where you are, and what you do, please.
Okay, so I'm Dr. Kiri. I've had to learn to say that. So I am based in Exeter. I am part-time working in the local accident and emergency as a doctor there, locally for nearly 20 years.
Wow.
What I do is I am also a lifestyle and nutrition coach. So I help busy professionals, the ones that usually the people that everyone else relies on, who are looking after everyone else, who sadly, because life is busy and quite often your own health comes at the bottom of the list. And that's because I did that too.
Right. Okay. So you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So you actually burnt out?
I did.
All right. Hang on. You're not the first doctor to burn out, though, are you?
No, not at all.
An A&E, 20 years in A&E, hasn't that got to be the most stressful job in the world?
It's intense. It's intense. I've loved it, but what I realise is, as sort of family and personal responsibilities got higher, when I was younger, sort of early 20s before kids, you could give everything to your job, and I thrived and I loved it. But when the home pressures were a lot, you didn't get that reprieve. And certainly pre-40, I could make it organised, prioritised. The skills I used in Doctorland kept me functioning fine. But what I realised in my 40s is that discipline and willpower and being organised isn't enough. And when you're getting it from both sides, I was beginning to feel that keeping going had a cost, and it had a cost on my health and my happiness. Right. So I would generally class myself as the sort of high functioning burnout. I didn't have a massive time off work, but I'd go to work and then I had nothing left when I got home. So my poor kids, I snapped at them. That idea of what are we going to have for dinner tonight, that extra thing was just like, my brain was blank. I was a zombie. That effort to make a decision because one needed to be made, I didn't have it left.
Yeah. Okay. And so yeah, what is burnout for those of us that don't know?
Okay, so I think the way I look at burnout is, because some people don't know the difference between just exhaustion and burnout. I would say exhaustion is something that if you had a long weekend away or a holiday, that you've had that rest and you've recovered. If you've got burnout, you don't get that full recovery. You're still feeling everything's quite a lot. It's a bit much. You're a bit nervous going back to work. You don't feel that you've got the energy levels haven't returned. I think that covers most of it. A technical definition is probably a bit more specific, but that's the way I like to look at it, trying to keep things as simple and as easy as possible.
No, perfect. I was just going to quick say hello to Michal. He comes and watches most weeks. Hi, Michal. How are you doing? And Emma's also saying here, resonating so much. Thanks for sharing your experience. And this is the thing, right? Is, we have a busy week. Now, I'm going to burn out. Well, that ain't burning out, is it? Burning out is when you sort of like you said, you just can't give any more. You're yeah.
I think it's the relentlessness. It's not just one busy week or a short few weeks. Everybody has intense times in life, and either work's busy or home's busy. I find it particularly hard when it's both are asking an awful lot, a little bit more than normal when they coincide. That's tough because you don't have that break.
Yeah.
So I think that's somewhere in that is the relentlessness of it.
Yeah, and Polly's just saying here she felt this as a head teacher where she was so consumed by work in constant panic about what was going to be thrown at me next. And yeah, absolutely. I totally get that with teaching as well. Another very stressful job. I guess head teacher's probably worse because you got everybody on at you. And this is the thing, right? I made a joke about doctors suffering burnout, but it's got to be one of the the highest professions for that sort of stress, isn't it?
It is. I can't remember the exact figures off my head, but it's something like 1 in 3 NHS doctors have had burnout at some point.
Wow. And 1 in 1 A&E doctors getting burnout. Don't quote me on that, but I've watched Casualty. I know what it's like in an A&E ward. And you're still doing it. It's the
highlight. I'm very fortunate that I do it part-time.
Okay.
I went in my 40s. I think I lost some of the love of my job, because as a result of just finding that cost of keeping going was becoming a little bit too much. But now that I've sorted my health out, slowly but surely, I enjoy my job again. I've got more to give my patients. I've got better relationships with colleagues, and I've got more to give my loved ones and myself at the end.
Yeah, I love that. But you're still putting yourself at the bottom of the list, aren't you?
What's
good to my loved ones, and then me at the bottom. You need to flip that, don't you?
I know. It is a work in progress, and I am a heck of a lot better than I used to be. And what I've also, through my own journey, is realised, okay, that's maybe slipped a bit because I can feel a difference. And so I self-correct better. I also prioritise, regular breaks in. So there, I have my strategies, both from what I've learned, but also what has worked for me.
Yeah, okay. And are you going to be covering the bank holiday shift? Because that's the worst.
Yes.
You are. You're going to be there. So if I'm
bank
doing
holiday Monday is going to be particularly juicy.
All right. So if I'm doing a DIY and I chop my arm off, I know I'm in safe hands. So that's good. Excellent.
You're also probably going to get told off and being told to stop. Have you been a little bit silly?
I wouldn't be silly with power tools. Don't you worry. Okay. So I was chatting with someone, I put a comment on a post, and they were talking about nutrition, because this is your thing. You do a lot of nutrition as well. Yeah. And I said, oh yeah, I've got this nutritionist coach coming on my show, and you sort of like said, well, I said, not quite a nutritionist. What's the difference between you and a nutritionist coach then? Let's spill the beans.
Okay, so I am a nutrition and lifestyle coach. So my background's obviously come from being a doctor for nearly 30 years, and then additional training in lifestyle, medicine measures, and nutrition, and health coaching. So that is me as a coach. A nutritionist is somebody who has a qualification and is a degree, and they have gone much more into the science, and they can prescribe you a detailed nutrition plan.
Right. Okay.
Diet. And then dietitians, they're the ones who can also do particular diet and nutrition for people with diseases. So there is a spectrum there. Nutritionists and dietitians are much more in depth than me. What I do is more the coaching end, trying to change people's mindset, look at what habits they are in, how to change those habits and put it into real life, and find what the blocks are behind it, make them think for themselves. I'm a coach rather than a teacher.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, you can go find this information out, but we need to do this and this, and you're putting all the pieces of the jigsaw together. You don't go deep on the nutrition. So could you tell me if my milkshake was good for me or not good for me today?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it was instead of a coffee.
Coffee is such a hot topic, isn't it? Where some people say it's good for you, some people that say it's not.
Decaf.
So, and some people say decaf and caffeinated. To me, it's about exploring the information behind it and somebody making an informed choice of what is right for them. What I personally have gone through is I used to have to rely on caffeine to get through the day.
I can imagine.
The key word is rely.
Yeah.
Now I'll choose some days to have a coffee in the morning, and that's choice. So that I've got my empowerment back again, and I'm in charge, not the caffeine.
Yeah, fantastic.
So decaf or caffeine, I think that depends on medical background and personal choice and how it affects you. And then I think there's some benefits to caffeine, and then obviously you've got potential side effects as well. So it's all about what is right for the individual and making that choice with all the information around.
Brilliant. Tree's just said that this all resonates with her as well, because if she can cope at work if it's busy and home if it's okay, or vice versa. But when they're both busy, it's just too much. And there seems to be a little bit of a pattern here, Dr. Kiri, doesn't there? It's always the women that are coming on and saying this. No blokes coming on saying that they get stressed at work and then they get stressed at home. I wonder why. My wife put it beautifully the other day. You just get on with your own thing and you don't worry about anybody else, do you? No, I don't. Sorry. So it must be the nurture thing that mums have.
I think it's also the multitasking. Now, this is definitely I'm generalizing, but the little I know, like sort of psychology and mindset, men are incredibly good at focusing on one thing in detail and not getting distracted. Whereas in general, women will, the old adage that we're multitaskers and the nurturers, most of us think of this in the same way of, we never put that responsibility down. We're planning the family, we're planning what's next, etc., and juggling.
Yeah, and I've just noticed something. I've just noticed something else as well. You're a doctor, so surely you should know all this stuff.
You had to go there, didn't you?
You shouldn't have burnt out, should you? So
the thing is, this is it. If I may, I'll just do a quick background of yes, you'd think I'd know more than the general public. Absolutely. I think doctors are incredibly good at treating diseases when you've got to that end of the spectrum. And the advancements in medical care are amazing. And I'm very proud to be working for the NHS all through my career. Having said that, going through my training through the different years, lifestyle and nutrition wasn't strong. It was actually very little. And knowing what to do is not the same as actually doing it and fitting it into your real life. So I was in my 40s. I felt like I was on this treadmill running on empty by the end of every day. And I was thinking, like, crikey, I can remember the thought being 48, the retirement age is going to be 68. I don't think I can honestly do this for another 20 years. And that was like my line in the sand. And that was like, oh, I'm a little bit worried now. I went to my GP because I was tired and just had a routine blood test, just wanted to make sure it wasn't anything that was developing because I didn't know. I felt okay. I was just exhausted. That came back clear. Great, reassuring, but it didn't actually help me. How do I change it? How do I feel better? And that's when I started to do my own research. And in the past, what had worked was getting my butt outside, getting the trainers on and starting jogging from scratch, knowing the first 3-4 times are pretty grim, but after that, it normally feels better. But at this point, for the first time ever, I used to love exercise and be a gym bunny in my 20s and sport for teens, etc. I didn't have it in me. And I went, gulp, what else could I do? That's when I started looking at nutrition in particular and other lifestyle changes that I'd learned. So stress management, breaks, recovery time, trying to sleep better. And that's what started me on this journey. And so I did nutrition first because I could change that. And I was astounded at the results of how different I felt just changing by what I ate, slowly and steadily in small, manageable chunks.
Wow.
And it wasn't just physical, it was mental too. So I could think clearer, I could prioritize better. The brain fog went, I felt calmer, less of the hangry at 3 p.m. going, I've hit a wall. That was my nemesis. I had steadier energy throughout the day. And I would never have thought that was different from what I ate. I thought I ate healthily.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I was the sweetener queen, no added sugar squash, elm lee, margarine, low fat this, low fat that, because that's what I was taught and what we were marketed since my adulthood.
Yeah.
I didn't know that maybe this wasn't.
What are some things that we could sort of like pick from that immediately to sort of like get results straight away?
Okay, so I would drink plenty of water, try not to drink calories, so sugary drinks.
Yeah.
Sweetener, okay, it doesn't have the calories, but our bodies don't quite recognize that. Okay. So hence why plain water. I wasn't a water drinker. I didn't like water. Just start sipping away during the day. Wherever I go, I have a water bottle with me. So easy win, hydration. I reduce the hidden sugar would be my next thing. In a lot of supermarket food, there is hidden sugar. Look at the ingredients on the back of the list, on the back of the packet.
So this is processed foods.
Yeah, at convenience food. So it's not necessarily the takeaways, it's what you buy in the supermarket in a packet.
Yeah. Okay.
So it can say all sorts of health claims on the front because they're trying to entice you to buy. But I would have a look on the back and the ingredients and just check what's in there.
And we're looking for sugar written as sugar?
No, that's a whole different topic again, but there's lots of hidden sneaky names and they'll divide it up as well because ingredients are started with the biggest percentage first and then goes down to smaller and smaller in the list. So the big food industry might try and they'll be accurate, but it might be there's some altering to make it seem lower down on the list because they might divide it into 3 different names or types of sugar in there.
Okay. So
that's my niche.
Drink more water and reduce the sugar, especially the hidden sugar.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's eating fresh. That's eating fresh fruit and vegetables and meats and stuff rather than the packet stuff. Yeah.
And when you're busy, I totally get it that that thought of cooking every day from scratch, something at home is time pressure. I tend to batch cook. If I'm going to put something in the oven, I've got an extra tray of vegetables below it, and then I can use that, trying to use my time wisely of either reheat for the following day as a vegetable side, or maybe puree it into a sauce. I try and use those so that I am not in the kitchen every day, because I cannot do that.
Yeah, sure. That makes a lot of sense. But you're talking to a chef here, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm a chef by trade, and the thing is, once you know how to cook, it's not so difficult. I think the most difficult thing for family life is what are we having tonight. So you can plan what you're having, and you can knock up something pretty sensible without having a drama or anything like that. And batch cooking, like you say, is absolutely amazing. The slow cooker is a great invention.
Oh,
absolutely
love
great
it.
invention. I was just going to say, as we start getting into the colder season,
that'll be coming out and living on the
side. Your stews, your casseroles, your braised dishes, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all good.
Makes it quick as well. I am not a confident cook, no shape or form a chef either. I try to make it really simple of what healthy protein am I going to have. I am an omnivore. I enjoy meat and seafood, etc. I try and add in beans and legumes for variety as other protein source, other healthy nutrients and the fiber. So it's trying to add that variety in. So I think it's much easier for people who aren't confident in the kitchen to think protein source, what vegetables, make it as the variety as big as you can, and plus a carbohydrate, or what are you going to choose there, and just really simplify it down.
Yeah, perfect. One of the other things you were talking about earlier is sleep.
Yes. Okay.
Go on.
Sleep. Okay. So sleep can be really key in how well slept you are. Will make an influence on what you choose to eat, how you can handle pressure the following day. So if you feel like you're a little bit stuck in what you're hoping to achieve with your health, start trying to ring fence and protect your sleep. Some people need more sleep than others. There are various, I think a useful question is to try and work out, if you think your sleep's not great, what aspect of that sleep is not great. Is it trying to get off to sleep? Does your mind race? Are you still wide awake in bed? Are you in that category? Are you somebody who wakes up in the middle of the night and a few times so that you're not staying in deep sleep? Or are you somebody who wakes up in the morning earlier than needed? Or are you waking up feeling not refreshed? So I think that can be helpful, is looking into your sleep. And if you have like weight loss goals and you're stuck, then again, look at your sleep. That makes a big difference.
Yeah, and you also said getting your trainers on and getting out there and doing.
I am not in that.
Fast walking or running. What should we be doing?
Okay, so exercise. I think the bottom line has got to be something that you enjoy. So that means you're more likely to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I think it's about a little bit of an improvement. That's something that you could do most days. This is not about perfectionism. This is not about marathon running. That Prof. Whitty, there was new exercise guidelines that have come out recently, and the biggest difference is from doing nothing to the first sort of 5,000 steps. It gives you the biggest bang and return for your buck.
Sure.
So I think sometimes for some people, having those goals are a good thing of so many steps. But if that's something that adds more pressure into you and your life, and you then go, oh, but I'm not reaching it, and start feeling guilt or shame or failure, then it depends how it lands. So to me would be, why don't you just say, I'm going for a 10-minute walk after one meal this week? one easy meal this week. Make it something so small that you can commit to, and that's not going to derail you, and you can achieve it.
So you're 10 minutes, right? If you did 10 minutes every day, all right, that's 70 minutes a week.
Yeah.
That's a good bit of exercise, isn't it, when you look at it like that? And at the end of the year, that's 3,650 minutes of exercise that you've done.
I'll take your word on the math.
I'll just put a 10 on. I'll just put a 0 on the end of the number of days. So I've been doing 10,000 steps a day minimum.
Yeah.
Since 2019, and I have never broken that 10K since I had flu in February 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, and so last couple of Augusts, I've set myself a challenge to do 500,000 steps in a month.
Okay.
Which is averaging just over 16,000 steps a day, which is some going. And I thought this year, let's make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm on target, hopefully, to beat 600,000 steps this month, which is just
phenomenal.
That's just under 20,000 steps a day. But because I'm already doing the 10,000, I thought I'd do a bit more.
So it's pushing, it's adding a bit more in. So
yeah, absolutely. Just giving myself a challenge. Yeah.
And I think you have to be honest where you're at. So if it's somebody who is doing, getting into the car, going to an office, or sitting at the computer all day, and they're doing very little, then start where you're at. There's no shame in this. Everybody starts at the beginning.
Park at the other car park at the other end of town. Or park in a residential street and walk into town instead of paying for parking.
So thinking of ways that you can fit it in without adding more pressure.
Yeah.
We've talked about steps, so that's sort of low intensity exercise. I think there's also strength training, particularly as you get older, from 40s onwards. I think there's also flexibility. And bit of yoga, some press ups, some sit ups. Yeah. So that movement, so you're not just that chair shaped of front and back. You're extending some joints, so using some round movement away from the midline, so that you're keeping that flexibility, because it isn't just how many steps you can do or how far you can run.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Gives you one type of health.
And this is the thing. It's the lot, isn't it? So get yourself a trampoline or something. We've run out of time.
My God,
we've run out of time. And we could talk about this. You're going to have to come back. I'm just going to give a shout out to our sponsors today. Emma's said a shout out for Thermomix because it massively reduces the time in the kitchen and decision fatigue. So I'm not going to put any more of your content on the show today. But if you've got a link for Thermomix or what you do, Emma, then please put that in, and anyone can come and have a look at that. Because anything that makes us eat better, that's what we want to hear about. So thank you for shouting about that. So here's the thing, right? So you go into A&E, all right? And someone comes in and they've done something, and I really don't like blood, so that's where we stop, right? But you fix them and send them home, and they're brilliant again, right? But you're not comfortable doing LinkedIn. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yes, I said. So I know it sounds very weird, and how come? It's because I was trained, because that was familiar. And so, yes, I can make time critical, possibly life.
So I was just going to say, save lives. Yeah, save lives. I don't do any of that, but I have fun, and no one's going to die when they work with me. All right. No one's going to get better either. But so I do this thing called roast my post. Are you happy for me to roast one of your posts?
Go on, because
Here we go. There she is. The midlife mojo doctor. We didn't have time to talk about that today, but you've asked me to roast this post. Okay, so if I just go here, And there's a post you wrote earlier telling everybody about this. That's good news.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
There
A video. Well done on doing a video. Videos are absolutely brilliant. And we're seeing the real doctor there. What I would suggest for future videos, put your A&E stuff on. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that would stop the scroll as well. We see lots of lovely looking ladies in lovely dresses. We don't see many doctors coming on. And that automatically raises your credibility. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Now, I had a quick listen to this as we were doing it, and in the green room beforehand, you said, "Oh, I'm not technical. I don't know this." And da, 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 da. How have you edited this?
So this is in Instagram edits, because then I can get the captions come up to be there with the video. I can also correct them if they're wrong, and I'm now learn a way to be able to put like a hook, or I've got to now add in Dr. Kiri A&E or something on there as well at the start. So yes, I just do a video from my phone at home most of the time.
And it's a great video. It's a great video. You've done it at home. We can see it's done at home because you're using your what you've got. You haven't gone out and hired Steven Spielberg or anything like that. So we relate more to this type of video than we do the Steven Spielberg types of video. It's a great video. You've had 4 comments. You've got 6 people liking it, and you've told us a little bit about it as well, so that we can read a little bit about it too, which is absolutely great. And you've got captions on, which is superb. I can hear a little bit of a buzz in the background. Okay. Using I don't know Instagram settings, but there might be something to reduce noise. I use something called CapCut, and there's a little button you press and it reduces noise, and it'll take all of that out, and it just makes it sound a little bit nicer. Now that buzz might be something, you might have a little machine going on in the background, it might be the fridge or something like that. So just before you start recording, just have a little listen, and you might want to throw a curtain up or something, or a throw over a back of an error or something, just to absorb some of the ambient sound. So that, so that you're not getting it doesn't sound like you're in a toilet. This one doesn't. You don't sound like you're in a toilet, but there is a buzz there. But just something to change that. Some people put a little bit of music over the top, and then that would get rid of the buzz. But no, I think it's a lovely video. You've put your credibility there. And 30 years in A&E, I've met countless people. It's a great little video, and I love the little doctor, the little sign off as well. So no, that's a great, and the support from both sides of the stethoscope. That's got to be your thing. I absolutely love that. So yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Right, let's get rid of that. We've gone over time. Just shows how good you were today, or how rubbish I am at timekeeping. Before we say goodbye, there's a couple more comments. Let's just see what anyone's said.
Let's see.
Maria's saying, lovely to see you both. Nice. I haven't seen you for ages, Maria. Come and see us soon. And good to see captions on the video. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks,
Trudy's all about inclusion, so I knew she'd love that. Right, so next week I have got Dr. Richard Carpenter. It's all doctors, isn't it, recently? He's just a doctor of connecting. He's not really a doctor.
Harsh.
I love Richard. So looking forward to catching up with him. But Kiri, you've been absolutely wonderful today. Thank you very much for having us. How do we get hold of you?
So easiest way is probably to message me on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook. My business is Elite Lifestyle Medicine, and so you'll find the business page on Facebook there. If in doubt, just type in Dr. Kiri Lifestyle, and that should do a search on any of those 3.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Just to let you know, next week is bank holiday, so I won't be here on Monday. The following week, I've got Richard Carpenter coming in. Thank you to everybody for all your lovely comments. Thank you to you, Dr. Kiri, for joining us, and we will see you next time. Cheerio.
Ashley, that was fun. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, lovely.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching or listening to my show this week. I want to bring to you people that can help us running our business. I love having a chat. I'm very nosy, very curious, and I'd love to ask questions. So if you want to be a guest, or if you've got some ideas for guests, let me know. And if you want me to help you with your LinkedIn, get in touch, because I want to give you a voice. Now, that could just be using LinkedIn, but I do other things as well. So I can help you with a podcast, a live show, and all kinds of other amazing things. So get in touch. My name's Ashley Leeds. I'm the 15-minute guy, and you can find me on LinkedIn.